So, have you guys ever heard the problem of religious language before? I think it's a pretty interesting concept. So, a lot of people don't really like it when you're the kind of person who picks at semantics, religious people included, ironically. But when I consider something like the problem of religious language, it just honestly makes me think that a whole lot of like religious rhetoric and like text and stuff is pretty much just semantics kicked up a notch. So basically, the problem is centered around whether or not it's actually possible to have any coherency when it comes to any sorts of religious communication whatsoever. And to be honest, I don't really think it's possible. The Bible, for example, is like the most ambiguous thing that there is. If you disagree with that, then just go ahead and have a debate with a Christian from a different denomination than yours. And eventually, you'll get into a semantic debate over how to, perceive this verse. I do believe that a lot of religious language comes from people trying to define things that they can't actually demonstrate, like God, for example, being a timeless, spaceless being, or a being from a higher dimension, whatever that's supposed to mean. I think that a lot of religious language, intentionally, even if a lot of people don't actively realize that they're doing this, a lot of religious language has to sound, vague and difficult to comprehend because if it weren't, they wouldn't be able to say, oh, he's a higher being beyond our understanding. So that's why I would say that a lot of religious language genuinely becomes mental gymnastics at this point because, oh, explain what you think you can explain about religion, but anything that you can't explain, you can just, hide under the guise of, oh, God works in mysterious ways. Like some equivalent of that, basically. God works in mysterious ways. Like, okay, whatever.